Have you ever felt like someone was watching you? Not just watching, but waiting from the darkness. Outside your window, silent, still, watching. This story comes from a Reddit user who swears it's true. What started as a cozy night alone turned into something that shattered their sense of safety forever. So turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and whatever you do, don't look behind you. It was a rainy Wednesday night, the kind where the thunder rumbles just far enough away to keep you uneasy. I was home alone, curled up on the couch, watching my favorite horror series. The house was warm, the lights dimmed, the popcorn bowl nearly empty. My parents had gone out of town for a work conference, so I had the place to myself. I wasn't scared. If anything, I was relaxed. There's something comforting about the sound of rain, until it's not. At around 10:30 p.m., I got up to do my usual lock check. Call it a ritual. Front door, back door, windows, kitchen, garage, everything was fine, until I walked past the living room window. That's when I saw it, or thought I did, just a flash, like someone stepping out of view. A shadow that moved just a second too late. I stopped, my breath caught. I stared out into the dark yard. The rain made it hard to see clearly. Was it a branch? A trick of the light? My mind playing games? I told myself I was being paranoid. I even laughed a little. Still, I turned the porch light on, just in case. Nothing. I went upstairs, brushed my teeth, and left a small hallway light on. I wasn't scared, just uneasy. A weight I couldn't explain sat heavy in my chest. I woke up around 1:15 a.m. to a sound I'll never forget. Tap. 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 It was slow, soft, almost polite, as if whoever, or whatever, was on the other side. Didn't want to scare me. Just remind me they were there. I sat up, hard hammering against my ribs. I told myself it was just the storm, maybe a loose branch brushing the siding. But then it came again. Tap. 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 I held my breath. My ears strained. It was coming from the window. My bedroom window. But my room is on the second floor. Suddenly, the air felt thicker, heavier, the kind of tension that makes your skin crawl before your brain can understand why. Against every instinct screaming at me to stay still, I tiptoed toward the curtain. My hand trembled as I reached for it. I peeked. She was standing by the time the police arrived, lights flashing in the driveway. She was gone. They searched the yard, the roof, even checked for footprints. Nothing. No sign that anyone had been there at all. They asked if I was dreaming, if I had taken anything. I hadn't. The next morning, I talked to our neighbor, Mrs. Delaney. She's lived on our street longer than anyone. When I told her about the woman, she went pale. She gripped my arm and asked, "Did she stare at you from the roof?" I nodded. She looked around, lowered her voice, and told me what she knew. Years ago, a woman lived in our house with her husband. He was abusive. Everyone knew, but no one did anything. One night, during a terrible storm, neighbors heard screams and then silence. When they searched the house, no one was inside. Later, someone saw her. or thought they did, on the roof, crying. But by the time they got there, she was gone. Her body was never found. Since then, people reported seeing a woman on the roof during storms. Sometimes she stares through windows. Sometimes she taps. But it's been years, Mrs. Delaney whispered. I thought she finally moved on. That night, I didn't sleep. I locked every door, closed every curtain, and left the lights on. Still, at exactly 1:15 a.m., tap, tap, tap. I didn't look this time. I buried myself under the blankets and prayed for morning. A few weeks later, we moved. I've never spoken about it again, until now. Sometimes, I wonder what would have happened if I opened the window, or if I had stared longer. Would she have smiled, spoken, climbed inside? I still hear tapping sometimes, even in new places, even when it's not raining. So if you ever hear a soft knock on your window in the middle of the night, don't check. Don't draw the curtain. Don't even breathe too loudly. Because some ghosts, they don't want to haunt a house. They want to be invited in. If you enjoyed this story, like and subscribe. And remember, not every shadow is a trick of the light.